I'm going to invite everyone to stand up because what I'm about to tell you, and Dana's already on it, what I'm about to tell you, I don't think you want to be sitting down for. Because medical researchers have said that sitting is the new smoking. So that's right, sitting can be dangerous to your health. It is linked with increased risk of heart disease, obesity, cancer, depression, and even death. Not only that, but even working out hard may not even work. But there is some good news that I have to share with you. However, take a seat if you dare, because standing up for extended periods of time can be dangerous for you as well. Who's standing, who's sitting?
Lay down, arms out, palms up. You're good.
Now, this probably isn't new news. Maybe for some of you, you've heard about this before, the sitting and standing dilemma, but there's been studies that were done back in the 1950s on this whole thing about sitting. They looked at bus drivers, they looked at postal office workers, and found very similar results with this increased risk of sickness as well as mortality. But the fact is that many of us have sedentary jobs. We are sitting a lot. In fact, we are sitting anywhere from 10 to 15 hours of our workday. That's a lot of sitting. And that might be good because your boss sees us sitting all that time and that could open up you for a promotion, but it has some health risks as well. So if you take a look at this chart, this is just giving you an idea of mapping out how we spend our day. And just to kind of, you may not be able to read all of the detail of it, but basically, when you think about it, you're getting in your car, you're sitting to drive to work, and then you get to work, you're sitting in front of your computer, and then you're sitting at your desk, and you're having lunch, and then you go back to your computer, and then you drive home, and maybe you do some exercise on the way, you eat dinner, then you're in front of the TV, and you're sitting. Oh, and let's not forget about bedtime, where we're laying down. You might take a brisk walk, and then we're back to this vicious cycle yet again. The problem is, and the danger of all of this around sitting, is it really can wreck our bodies. And how it wrecks our bodies is, and I'll show you another slide that we can look at, but according to a gentleman named Galvin Bradley, who is a director at a company called Active Working, he said the problem is everything, and what the slide is really telling you is everything slows down. Within 30 minutes, 90% of your metabolism has dropped during that time, just within 30 minutes, which means you're not burning any good fat, problems with cholesterol. The World Health Organization has even said that it estimates 95% of the world's adult population is so inactive they're failing to even meet just standard requirements of working to moderate to intense physical activity 30 minutes 5 times a week. And that sounds like a lot for most of us. Other people who are focused on intense exercise, that's another story, but that's a lot of time to try to fit into your busy schedule already. And who has time? So where is this good news that I was talking about? Well, with any kind of research, there's always an opposing view. And there was one that was published in the International Journal of Epidemiology that said sitting is not so much associated with increased risk of dying, which there's your good news. However, the point is that by sitting, it's the absence of movement, of having some physical activity going on. Whether you're standing or sitting, when you think about it, the human body was designed to walk, not to sit. It's designed for us to start standing and moving around, taking breaks. That's what we need to be doing. And that's according to the British magazine or the British Journal of Sports Medicine and what they are saying. Now you may be asking, okay, what can I do to help mitigate this risk or this SOS curse that I've called it, the sitting or standing curse? And here's the good news. There's simple stuff that we could be doing that could help get us moving throughout the day. And researchers have talked about this, and let me show you this next slide, which gives us 10 ways that we can address it. The first one is, how many of you have the Fitbit? Okay, so you're keeping already track of your steps, which is good. Set a reminder up at your work or at your desk or your calendar to remind you to get up. And eat away from your office if possible. Drink lots of water to get to so you have to go to the restroom more frequently. That was a totally different perspective that I had gotten about drinking water and why. Take a walking meeting. I came across one example where an associate runs with her boss to get her annual performance review. That alone should get them a good review. Do a standing meeting. Does anybody do anything like that? Jill does. Try standing at a desk or pacing while you're on the phone and then visit your colleagues, which is nice. One of the disadvantages for myself is that I work from home. I'm not getting in a car and commuting to work. It's very easy to just be sitting all day long. As I was coming down the stairs this morning to eat at my desk, instead of taking a break, moving around, and getting out. But I do have my flock of chickens, and that is getting me out to go collect eggs at least a couple of times a day. Maybe I'll have to do that more. I'm sure all of you can come up with some creative ways, such as these that we've talked about. But the recommendation is to really get up for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes of sitting, get up, spend 8 minutes, eight of those 10 minutes, so spend 10 minutes of the 8 minutes, you walk around and do something active, and then the last 2 minutes, just do some kind of stretching type of exercise, sit down, and then repeat. The challenge that I put to you is to think about what you could do. Take a look at what your habits are around sitting. What could you change? What one